make video using Premiere Pro CS6. So first, you're welcome to the screen. We're just going to go to new project, but it does have recent projects in there as well. And the things I ask here, we don't really need to worry about if you're a beginner, so don't worry about this. So just leave it all the same. Just know that your location is where it's going to be saving, so you probably want to put it in My Docs somewhere. I'm going to be calling this example. And over here on scratch disks, you don't need to worry about this, but this is basically where it holds temporary files, or if you capture files from a camera. I'm going to hit OK, and then it's going to bring up this next one. For what I'm using, I'm going to be using a digital DSLR at 1080p and at 24 frames per second. So that's one I would choose. If you have something else, you know, it's pretty common for people that have DV or like DV1024 or NTSC or whatever else. If you don't really know for sure, it's fine. I'm going to say for a lot of other cameras that are out there now, the AVC HD is pretty popular, and then just pick the right resolution, 1080i at 30 frames per second. It's a lot of times the default. So anyways, I'm going to use this because this is what I'm working with, and they also have settings and all this other stuff. We're not going to worry about that either, but if you do worry about settings, then look here for them. But for most of you, if this is your first video, then you don't need to know that. I'm going to hit OK, and let's just talk about the interface really quick. Down here is our timeline. It's our sequence, all right, and it works. Nah, I won't get into that yet. This is the preview up here to show the sequence preview, and then up here is your source clips that could come in. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is bring in some media so I can show you what I'm talking about. So just right click in this area and do import, and I already have a folder that I'm going to be using, and here's examples. I'm going to bring in a picture and some music and videos as well. Okay, I'm going to open, and they're going to plop down here. I believe you can also just drag them in as well. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in one video quick. Or if I click on this video, double click on it, it goes up here to the source monitor. Okay, and there's only one part of this video that I actually want to use. So if I just go to that spot, so let's say I want it to go from right here. Okay, I can press I for in, and then I'm going to keep going, and I want it to stop right there. Okay, and then I would push O for out. Okay, and now if I just drag this in, it drags it down into my timeline here. And by the way, you can zoom in and out by grabbing this tab on the left or right side, and that zooms in and out. Okay, the movie's not getting any longer, you're just looking closer in. So right here's 3 seconds. If I zoom in, I'm still at 3 seconds. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Okay, so let's say that's the way I want it. Like I said, I just drag it in. And now this is the sequence. This is where we're actually going to put all the files together. And that works pretty good. And now let's say I only wanted the video only. Okay, so like let's say I didn't want this, and I do want only the video. I can drag only the video in right here, and you can see right here I have audio. I can only drag the audio in. That's really useful if you want to like overlay music and you're not going to use the audio. Okay, so that's how that works. And let's say, for example, though, I'm in this and I realize, oh, you know, really I want to cut it here. There's 2 ways I can cut it like that. I can do Control K, and that will split it. And let's say I want this piece. Oops. If I zoom in, see it wants to automatically switch to a different tool. I can drag this and move this somewhere else.